Hello my lovelies, we are going to make a jumping spider enclosure today. As you can see, I've got two here to do. We need some supplies. We need a heat gun. At some point we've got springtails, ice pods. We have little bits to make our climbing frames. We have some beautiful plants, some succulents. I love that purple one. And some of these take more watering, but they are just precious. Just from our local exotics shop, we have these little pack here that we can make our little climbing frames. We've got the substrate in the back. We have, this is my Exo Terra with a little hide from a walnut, made myself. This is my mini enclosure from Amazon. I think it was £23. This is for the baby jumping spiders, so we can keep an eye on them and watch them grow, and it's not too big, and then they can go over to our big one when she is bigger. She might stay in that one. It is a good size. This is the micro habitat. It's such a nice enclosure. This is the earth mix. Really good stuff. Good for your plants. Good for your bioactive setups. We have a few things here. So we're going to start with this small one, our mini terrarium. I'm going to put the substrate in with my mini scoop. Really small scoop. I think they're for sweets. I'm going to start putting our succulents in for this one. At least then we don't have to water a lot and it won't get too humid in there. So they should do really well with minimal watering. This plant was such a pain, it just keeps falling over. It's hard to get a grip with doing things in such a small enclosure because you just can't get your hands in. It does take some time in knowing where you want things. It is such a lovely little enclosure. It's really well built. You can put it together. It comes flat packed, and then you just slot them in place and put these little bands on to keep them secure. So they do really well. I wouldn't suggest having an L5 in them. Probably I'd more go with an L6, just because around the door where it opens and closes there is a bit of a gap, which an L5 can definitely get out of, or an I5. It's not easy to not make a mess with this substrate. It's quite dry stuff, very crumbly. It's coming together a bit more now. But yes, it's definitely a good enclosure. So I'm hoping to put her in this as an L6. She does come as an L5. I may just put some like tights, cut up tights around these openings. If you hear some tip tapping in the background, it's my dogs. and just give it a good water with my nifty little sprayer. These are amazing, not too big of droplets. Gives a really nice fine spray. Really recommend them. So I had to get one of the leaves out, and that looks good to me. Now on my Exo Terra with my groovy AT-AT, which I'm hoping one of my spiders, if they do go in here, whichever I use, will love to sit on that or in it. And it's got a back part on there that's removable. So I'll put this substrate in. It's got a mesh top. It's got ventilation on the front as well, where there's that clip. Such a nice terrarium here for arboreals. I am thinking about having a Caribbean versicolor in one of these at some point, but I am setting this one up for a jumping spider, so we shall see who gets to go in there first. I always think it's best to kind of gauge which spider may suit what enclosure. Some don't like too much room, some like to explore a lot. So we're going with these plants. These can take a bit more watering as it's got more ventilation here. In this Exo Terra, you can risk giving more water and it being okay for your spiders. Though these are really good plants, they don't take a huge amount of water, and you can always root water and just spray down where the roots are. You don't have to spray the top of the leaves. As long as you're spraying the root, you'll be okay. And you don't need to do that often either. So we're just putting this substrate in. Really good substrate. This was also from Mara Exotics place down the road, but you can get it through Amazon, I think. Or was it eBay? I think it's Amazon. I think this cost me about £5. May have been £8, but I'm sure it's about £5. And you get quite a lot, so this will do me quite a few enclosures for my jumping spiders. I do like my enclosures to be quite bright. I am quite girly when it comes to the enclosures, but my husband brought me this AT-AT and for Christmas, and I thought it was amazing. So it has to go pride of place in one of these enclosures. It's just getting the plants in a really good position so they look good. This one was actually gifted to me. I didn't buy this little plant. My father-in-law gave me this one. Which is a really good thing because I think it would be a little bit bare without another plant, and I didn't have any others. I only brought 4. These Exoterras are very good enclosures. I can't fault them. They're easy to put thermometers in, your thermostat probes from the back. They are very good. I just love them, and they come in so many different sizes. Me trying to get some of this soil off. I blew it there and it blew straight back into my face, and I nearly got it in my eyes. Give this a good squirt. Nice spray down. These sprayers, they are just amazing, and they're just such shabby chic little things. I do sell them on my Facebook page when I've got them in, so it's worth keeping an eye out. And I'll put my Facebook page details in the description. These are our giant orange woodlice. I think they were £7 for 10. They're very cute. I think it's supposed to be called dairy cow woodlice. They've got little dots on the backs. Very good cleanup crews for your bioactive setups. So I'm just going to half them in there, so 5 in one, 5 in the other. I didn't want to just dump them in there because it would be too hard to see that 5 actually came out, so I had to individually put them in this one. A reindeer in the background. This one just did not want to come off the stick. They grip really well. There we go, little fella. And the next one. This is edited. It took so long to get these isopods on that stick to move them over. It was a trial in itself. I'm just putting some of their own mixture in here. Some leaf litter, some of their own substrate. And now we're going to do the Exoterra. So the rest go in here. Luckily I knew that there was 5 left in here, so I just dumped those out with the rest of their substrate. And then them odd leaves, them odd leaf litter looked really good. Put that one to one side. Back to the small one. Now it's the springtails. Now these are really good. As you can see, they're all walking around there. All these little white dots moving. They're your springtails. Very good for any bioactive enclosure. Anything really with substrate, because they are a good cleanup crew for eating nasties in the enclosures, from dead flies, all the stuff that your spider doesn't want to eat. There we go, just put those in there. I only put a few little bits in, that's all it needs. If you think that you need to add some more, you can always add them at a later date. Do the same with this one. And this bark actually helps as well with feeding your cleanup crew. It helps. Also, I mean, I love how it makes the enclosures look as well. So I'm very glad they come with bark. So we're getting there, we're doing really well.